Greetings, mind crafters, and welcome to another exciting Minecraft conversation on this glorious day in northern Vermont. It's like very early in December right now, just crossed over out of November. Thanksgiving vibe, crossing over into this awesome December vibe. And there's little Giovanni. I forgot if I said my name. My name is Kimberly Quinn, and there's little Giovanni, and we are back in the woods, yay, after rifle season, which is such a drag. I mean, we appreciate that there's a huge hunting culture up here, definitely, and it is cool to see dads out with their kids. I'm saying dads because it is mostly dads. Although I was in the Hannafords and I saw a mom and it looked like mom and daughter, which was super cool. You also see a lot of dads and daughters, which now, not decades ago, but now there are more, which is also cool. It's not our thing, but it's cool. Just the only drag for us is that rifle season is not a time to be in the woods, obviously, taking your life in your hands. So it's 2 weeks of, so that's why we went up and did some stuff up at Jay Peak in the area of a ski slope that's by condos, because you can't be, hopefully, not shooting guns off by, condos. But it still has the woodsy thing going on. So G and I were okay. It was just different, and we were grateful. Okay, so today, what are we talking about? We're talking about how gorgeous it is, for one. Today kind of looks like a George Winston CD, winter into spring, even though it's not anywhere near spring yet. It just kind of has this contemplative look to it. It's supposed to snow later, I think. Anyway, okay, so what I really wanted to talk about is, letting go of how things used to be, because here's the thing, and there's so many people talking about it, and I think people think it's touchy-feely, frou-frou, and I'm definitely not like that. I'm all about the neurons, and the thing is, if we get wrapped up in our environment, our physical environment, as far as change, you're not going to see any. And I'm talking about, looking for confirmation, even if it's not conscious, and most of it isn't. Whatever we're looking to confirm about ourselves, we'll find proof for. Proof that I'm not good with money, proof that I'm not confident, proof that I'm really not cut out to start a business, proof that whatever. You look around. You don't have to look hard, because it will show up. Whatever it is that your unconscious is trying to confirm. And it's interesting, because I was listening to a podcast the other day of somebody I really, really like, and we all make mistakes. And I was surprised, though, because she's really, really good. And she was talking about, how it's what's up front and conscious. I forgot how she said it, but basically kind of dismissed the power of the unconscious mind, and that's just, we know for a fact the unconscious drives the bus. It just does. What's locked in the vault, in fact, it's actually about 95 or 96% of what we think, feel, and do, because that is the order. Thoughts come first, feelings second, actions and behavior last, is coming from the unconscious. So here's the thing, which maybe is what she meant. I mean, I love her, actually. Maybe is what she meant is when we bring it into consciousness, and maybe it was me being not interpreting it properly, or not thinking clearly on it with her. That may have been it. I don't know. But and the message on my end was just a little different. But anyway, what she may have meant is the change doesn't happen until you bring it to the consciousness. And now that's true, because obviously, I mean, if we just keep rolling around on autopilot, I was thinking of bringing my snowshoes today, but I think some of the snow left. I think I'll bring them tomorrow. Anyway, until we bring it into consciousness, change is not going to happen. That is a for sure true statement, because when we're on autopilot, and there is no bigger thief of life than being on autopilot, zoning out. Sometimes people think that's restful, and they've got that confused with what it means to rest, relax, and rejuvenate, because it's not zoning out. Not at all. Anyway, so that's an episode for another time. I think I'm a little distracted today because it's so gorgeous. It's just so incredibly beautiful. Okay, so anyway, when we got locked into our physical environment, this is the way things are, and we're looking for all this confirmation, whether we're aware of it or not. Money's a common one. We can just use that. My bank account, my job situation, but my paycheck's the same. It's not going to be different if it is. Maybe I'm in education, academia, and pay raises don't go up very much, if at all. Maybe you're all, locked into that. And the thing is, if we stay locked into how things have always been, things are always going to be that way. It's just how it is. And this is particularly a good conversation. It's a good conversation to have any time, but especially in early December, rolling into what will be January in a month when people are really talking about change and resolutions and making differences in their lives for the better, and just really want to maybe shift out of a certain place, certain habits, and lean into healthier habits, maybe lean into healthier, healthier habits. And also, what was I trying to say? Life, total shifts it in maybe what they're perfect, like big changes, maybe relationship wise. And the thing is, it's so important to detach from the physical environment. I know people say, oh, that's so touchy-feely and so new agey. No, I mean, you can make it that, but I'm not like that. It's all about, we are walking balls of energy, and so many people talk about it. Joe Dispenza, Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, just so many people talk about it. We know for a fact, if you're a science person, and I definitely got one foot in the hard sciences. That's where I could just nerd out and have a grand old time. We are walking balls of energy. It's very Isaac Newton, actually, right? Because one of Newton's laws is you can change matter into energy and energy into matter, but you can never destroy either one. We know we're walking balls of energy, and even that is confirmed on a daily basis. And you ever meet somebody and they didn't even open their mouth, and you can just feel their energy that maybe is doormatish. That you can just feel that they're not confident, they'll do anything, they'll bend and change themselves in any way possible to fit in. You can also, the opposite of that is you can feel when somebody walks in the room with authentic swag, right? You can just feel it. They're not being cocky or arrogant, because that wouldn't be authentic, that would be ego. If somebody has authentic charisma and they just dress kind of cool and you can just feel their energy, you can feel that they're a good listener, emotionally available, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's all just really, really true. So the thing is that we've got to take a look at how things are going, what's working for you, what's not, what's working for you, what's not. Interesting, I just had a chat with my Minecrafters yesterday about, was it yesterday? Anyway, this week, I think it was yesterday. Anyway, about columns, like really taking a look at this, what I can control, what I cannot control, and the wisdom to know the difference. And that's also a serenity prayer, which the 12 steps uses. It's really good. But if we take a look at, we can change the words. What is working for me that I like? What is not working for me that I don't like? And then kind of figuring out what I have autonomy with, what I can control and what I can't, is a really good way to take this on. And then to realize that it does take effort. Anything in life worth anything takes effort and a little bit of risk. And so if you've been kind of cruising along, doing whatever, and not paying any conscious attention to it, nothing is going to change for you. Remember, 95 or 96% of what we think, feel, and do is the same as it was yesterday. The context might change a little bit, the outside context, but it doesn't change unless we're really active about it. And so I'll give you an example, because I don't mind, putting it right out there, because if it can help people. I think many of you know, if you see my TED Talks or just listen, or listen to the YouTubes or whatever, that a long time ago, and it was for a lot of my life. It's long since healed, but I would say right through my probably right through my 30s, and maybe even the first part of I don't know. Anyway, through my 30s, maybe the early part of 40s, I was starting to get a grip by then. And now I'm almost 59 next month. It's real. It's for reals, man. Okay. So I really struggled with money. I had a really unhealthy, super dysfunctional relationship with money. And it was for a lot of reasons. And again, it's not to blame people. That's not the point. It's a combination of the Fast Mind Club, growing up in a super dysfunctional, turbulent, violent home with a ton of shame. Again, it's not said with blame. I released my parents decades ago with love and kindness. It's just to explain to you. And so it took a lot of healing, and I'm really in a good place. And still, every once in a while, and it's not very often, I'll feel just like a little bit of like a burp, like a little where it's a money thing, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't put up this big wall of go away, because that attracts more. People also get confused that when we put tons of energy into what we don't want to think about, and we're putting it out there like that, that's exactly what shows up, because where the focus goes, the energy flows. So the universe just is hearing God, source, or whatever, however you call it. For me, it's God. Is hearing all that. Well, let's give her more of that, because that's what she's thinking about. So, no, it's kind of like, I feel like I heard a podcast about this. It's kind of like really doing the opposite. We don't want to dig our claws into, I'm not going to think about that. I'm not going to go back that way. I'm not going to dig into my old story. If you do all that with such with such fierce force, it's going to have the opposite sort of effect that you want. What it is more is relaxing into more positive thoughts, relaxing into more positive thoughts. And I actually was thinking of if anybody's Harry Potter fans, the Devil's Snare. I think it's in the first one. I'm pretty sure it's the first one. When where it's trying to like wrap around them, and the more you fought it, the more it wrapped around you more. And then Hermione says, "Okay, you got to just relax and let it happen." And when they start to relax and let it happen, everything eased up and let the grip on them let go. Well, it's kind of the same with prosperity. We have to go within, excuse me, and relax into these good, more these more positive thoughts to shift our life in another direction, and also visualize. It is so important to actually feel. If you want to feel financial prosperity, which I do this daily, feel financial prosperity, you got to actually see it. Even if you take a minute or two, you spend more time than that in the bathroom, right? And Joe Dispenza talks about this. Wayne Dyer talks about this. Actually feel it, visualize it, picture it. And Brooke Castillo's another one. Feel it as if it's already happened, because the brain does not know the difference. Now, I use the money example. You can use it with a relationship, a job change. Oh, that Brooke sounds so beautiful. Traveling, new house, kids, whatever. And it's not magic. It's not anything it's all God's source universe, because we're energy. And so the brain is all about patterns. The brain loves patterns. It's kind of like, and it's not that hard to trick actually, but the brain just wants to know what to do, like a 2-year-old. The constant redirection. So we got to feel it. Feel the new job. Feel the promotion. Feel this wonderful, loving partner who's a great match for you. Feel that first. Got to feel it first, instead of being caught up in what you don't have, because that attracts more of what you don't have. Wayne Dyer, I think, says it a lot. You don't work your way to thin by hating being fat. You got to love yourself to thin. Like, you can't, like scratchy throats. I don't know what it is, because I'm not sick. I think it's just, I don't know. So you can't hate your way to thin. You can't hate your way to wealthy by hating, I'm sorry, you can't hate your way to wealthy, I said that wrong. You can't become healthy by hating being poor. You can't become wealthy by hating being poor. It does not work that way. You've got to, and this all comes down to worthiness. It comes down to worthiness. You got to feel worthy of being wealthy, worthy of being thin, worthy of having this great body you love that's physically fit, worthy of the partner, worthy of the love of the partner, worthy of, all of it, the travel. It comes right down to, to your own self-value, because these changes in your life are not going to happen with the self-value either. So we need to feel and practice worthiness. Whatever we practice, we inevitably get better at, right? We've got to really feel it, give the brain a roadmap, because the brain needs clarity, much like a 2-year-old toddler, right? Needs clarity. Which way do I go? Well, you're going to go this way because, I'm looking for a new position at my work, which embraces my gifts more. I'm looking to get out of there totally. And I don't know what it looks like, but it's going to be some great job. I don't need to know all the deets. I just know that it's going to be better than me. I'm going to trust in God. The source universe is going to be great for me. And really let go of how things used to be for you, because if you latch on to how they've always been, they will always be. How they've always been, they will always be, because the brain loves patterns. If you give it the opportunity to go down the same road, it will. So you've got to create a new path. You've got to write a new story and really put the effort and energy into focusing on creating these new neural pathways, shifting into them, not away from something else, but shifting into the life you really want to live. Oh, that was good. It all kind of just rolled right out of me. Okay, well, great. It's a great time to sign off then. This is Kimberly Quinn, ready to continue our walk with that beautiful babbling brook with Giovanni. So, all right. Thank you for listening, and have a mindful day.